Yes, mate. Okay, this is the first video in my series, part one of upgrading this L405. This is a 2013 Range Rover L405 autobiography. It's got a top-notch sound system in it already. The system in it is kind of dated. You might have seen in my overview. It's kind of the standard system in it. Later models, they upgraded significantly. Save you money, buy an earlier one. If you've already got an early one, all of this stuff is really easily upgradable for relatively cheap. The first thing I'm going to do, first part one, is upgrading both of these. So this is the mod that most people like to do. They kind of this screen obviously is quite small. These are obviously a touch screen, touchpad bits of it, and that's just your screen just in the middle. A lot of people upgrade this. There's loads of options out there, and when you're doing that, you may as well do this, because you're going to take this part of the dash off. You can upgrade this to a kind of later model where it's a screen, and it's got, you know, different functions on it, etc. So that's kind of the most popular mod that people do, and I thoroughly recommend it, because you know, this system is pretty much dated now. The nav is just awful. Yeah, I won't go into that. I'm sure that if you're watching this video, you know what I mean about that. So what I've done, company called Drimatt. This is what I've got from this. This is all the stuff I'm installing in a different bit. But this is the kind of unit I'm going to install on it. I wanted a fitted unit. So you get these ones which are like a big screen that go over the kind of, it almost blocks the vents at the top, and it sits kind of proud, which I'm not a fan of. I use this car, you know, I'm always got like boxes and stuff like that in it. I don't want to kind of have it poking out and kind of blocking things. I don't think it looks that good. I prefer a look which is kind of fitted, and mainly as well, this car that came from factory with a Meridian premium system in it, which I think is 1600 watts, and the sound is sublime in it. It's absolutely sublime, and I wanted to keep that. Now, looking on the forums, on the Facebook groups, a lot of people upgrade their system and they notice a significant drop in quality. And if you've got the top system, or even if not, you don't want to be kind of losing the sound quality on your stereo. So this one, after speaking to Drimatt, which they're great, the guys in Drimatt, they get back to you straight away. There's loads of kind of aftermarket support, kind of after sale support, etc. This is the system that I've gone through, which I'll explain a bit later in the video why, but effectively it connects via Bluetooth, not auxiliary, which effectively means you're using all the amps, etc., and all the top quality from your factory system, rather than kind of cheaping out and kind of connect in the easy way. So that's kind of the system they've got it on their website, and from a lot of reading online, I've spent hours online, because it's not something that I like to do, is put, you know, downgrade my system even though it looks a bit better. This one here looks like it's the way, and I've also got, I think it's that box there, an AC panel. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you that, how to fit it, all of that kind of stuff. The first thing you need to do before you do anything to the car, take a photo, turn the car on and take a photo of, because you've got on your setup, you've got different buttons here depending on what options your car has got. I've got the one with the, you know, the steering, which kind of parks itself, things like, I think it's got dual view on it as well, etc. Take a photo with it on, just so you know what kind of your factory system originally has, because the last thing you want to be doing is plugging it all in, setting it all up, and then realizing, hang on a minute, I don't know what buttons do what. So yeah, that's the first step, and I'm going to show you bit by bit how to install it. It's all relatively easy, how to put it in, as long as you get someone like myself that take a video for it. But yeah, give me a subscribe if you haven't done this. I'm gonna, if you're gonna tempted by this, I've got loads of different mods I'm gonna do to this car, all in these boxes. So yeah, this is the kind of the first part of it. Give me a subscribe, give me a like, etc. And yeah, let's get on with it. Hey, a little unboxing. Comes really well packaged, fast from China. Double boxed, everything all packaged all really well. And this is everything that you get in it. So you get obviously the new surround. The quality on this is superb. For an aftermarket system, you'd think that it's you'd get, like, you know, effectively just a cheap piece of plastic. It's actually a leather coating, and it's soft. You can see it's all padded and stuff. Really good quality. There's a load of cables. Seems quite intimidating, but I'll go through that later on in the video. You basically got your main harness. This is for swapping over your motherboard from your original car. So even though that sounds intimidating, it's a case of 10 screws. You take that from your original unit, and then you put that into the new unit, and that's the stuff that comes with it. You've got some extra antennas, speakers, things like that. It's probably a lot of overkill stuff. It always is, but it's always great to fit it. You know, you get the extra functionality of that. And then this is the kind of the main unit itself, which Comes plastic coated, so yeah, all good. And that's what it's like there. Nice big chunky unit, and it's massive compared to the when you hold that in your hand, you realise how big an upgrade it really is. So yeah, that's what you kind of get in a box. And I'm going to start fitting it. And this is a little unboxing of the upgraded AC panel. You see, it's a really nice, really upgrade on the other one. Good quality, weighty bit of kit. 2 plugs on the back. You get a little fascia. Everything's going to clip into. And even throw in some spare things. So yeah, that's what you get in a box for that. First things first, you just start pulling bits of trim off. You'd be amazed how easy these come off. You're literally just pulling it. You can use pry tools if you want, but I didn't even need to. You just kind of hook your fingers over the top of it, underneath, pull this surround off, so it just all pops off, including that bit. Likewise, these bits on the side, let me show you them. They pull that way. No pry tools needed, really easy, takes seconds to do. Both sides, and then this bit as well, which is obviously the fascia for that. And then you've effectively got a bunch of T25 torque screws. So you've got ones up here, gonna take them off. Here, you just go mad. You start pulling all this kind of surrounds off, these trims, and it's just basically loosen everything up. And remember, if you haven't done already, make sure you turn the car on and take a photo of what buttons go on here when your system's on, so you know that for kind of future reference. But yeah, first step took seconds. Let me kind of unscrew everything and I'll get back to you. Yeah, literally seconds later, and I mean seconds. This car is really easy to work on for this kind of stuff. It's almost like they kind of knew that people are going to do this. We've got a whole bunch of screws there that have come out, all the same screws, T25, all the same size, which is lovely, rather than kind of having to worry about which screw goes where. First of all, I took this off, 4 screws on there on the side. Then there was 2 screws top and bottom for these. Let these hang. There's the two kind of touchscreen bits of it. Then you've got 4 screws there to take this. Now this is loose. This is ready to pull out. As you can see there, it's got the cables at the back there. What you might want to do, if this is the first time kind of doing this kind of stuff, disconnect your battery to be on the safe side. You might have 2 batteries with auxiliary, one on the right hand side panel of your boot, or maybe just one underneath the spare wheel. Disconnect it if you're scared about that. Generally, when you turn the car off for about 5 minutes, it kind of keeps everything powered up. So before you start kind of unplugging things like that, you at least want to wait for that 5 minutes just to make sure that, you haven't got power to your screens, etc. But yeah, if you're unsure, just disconnect both batteries. I haven't because I risk things, but yeah, you'll be all right. You take these, obviously this fascia came off, just what I showed you then, and then it's again another four screws for this thing. This pops off, 1 plug on the back of that, so that's your kind of your old aircon unit. And yeah, this is it. Now you can start actually taking these off and installing a new one. Okay, that's out. Nice and easy. They're all easily clipped, and none of them were a pain to kind of pull off. Obviously, you just pinch and pull on all of them. So that's your full loom that fits to your old screen. You're going to need all of those. And then from the CD player, the AC units, they do different ones. Speaking to Drimatt, they supply everything because they manufacture them. But the one I think I went for was one that retains the CD units. I don't listen to music on CD, but if I were you, I'd pay a little bit extra. So at least, if someone comes in and got a good CD or something and I'll put it in, at least you've got a CD in there. So I've retained the CD, so I'm going to keep this unit. I think some of the other ones that they do, you don't even need this anymore. But I might be wrong with that. But either way, I'm reusing this. I'm going to put the CD unit in the new one. All you need to do with that, I don't think you need to take the whole lot out. You take the big power one out because that's where your loom's going to actually, your new loom's going to link onto. And I think it's the blue one, which is GPS, I think. Excuse me. And that's all you need to do for that. So that's out. And I start fitting. Now that you've got this screen out, what you're going to want to do is take the boards out of this unit to fit in your new one. Reason being is obviously you want to maintain all your factory kind of settings, all your factory functionality from your original system. That's pretty easy. It seems more intimidating if you've never done anything like this before. Don't be scared at all. It's effectively 4 screws. So you take these 4 screws out. It's a T9, I believe. Again, just get yourself one of these kits if you haven't got one. Take these out, these 4, and then this back will then should, if I can do this one-handed, maybe not, pull out. Just be careful because that ribbon there is attached to the back of it. So what you'll need to do is, obviously I've kind of loosened this prior to the video, but you'll see this little ribbon thing here. You've got to pull that up and that ribbon then pops out. Just be careful with that. Obviously, you don't want to kink that or anything like that. But then this is your main motherboard for it. You're going to do 9 screws on this, same size, so the same screws, which is, again, great. You're not faffing around with different size screws. You've got the 3 at the top, the 1 here, and then 3 at the bottom. And I think there's another 2. There's a 2 in the middle there. 2 in the middle there. So just don't undo these kind of chrome ones. But that's the one there. Then effectively what you've got to do, turn it over, and you're going to push that board out. It's a bit tight because obviously it's kind of press fitted into this, but you shouldn't break anything. You push on this and push that out. That is out. Easy push. It came out really easy, to be fair. You're also going to want to take this board out as well, which I believe is 4 screws there. You can see them top and bottom on there. So you're taking 2 boards out to transplant into your new unit. So yeah, really simple. Okay, now that those 2 are out, you're going to fit them into your new unit. You're going to take this back off. There's two smaller screws just holding this back piece in. You take those out with a Phillips, so just make sure you don't mix them up. They're obviously all the factory ones, and then you've got your new ones. You take that off, and then you've effectively got where you're going to transplant those into the new one. So you're taking them out of the old one, straight into the new one, and replacing what you've effectively just done. One thing to think about that is it does include this. So on the factory unit, there's a heatsink for the CPU. That's your CPU, your main kind of brain for your electronics there. The heatsink for that is actually attached to the back of the factory, the surround. They include a new one. So you're going to want to stick that, just push it onto there, just so you've got a heatsink from there. It doesn't get too hot. But that's effectively all you're doing. It's not too hard at all. Okay, those 2 motherboards are in that new unit shroud. Just be a bit careful. It's easy. Use obviously the factory screws that came off this one. Just when you put this second motherboard in, because of that heatsink, you're almost pressing it against the back. So just be very careful when you put that second one in. Don't just tighten one screw up at a time. Kind of sit it in, put them loosely in there, and then slowly go round and around and around to kind of compress that kind of heat sink down. But it goes in nice. Just be a bit careful of that, because the last thing you want to be doing is tightening 1 or 2 screws and then snapping this motherboard. It's very unlikely you're going to do it. But either way, yeah, I thought I'd let you know that. I use this ribbon. It says it's got a sticker on it. You get a spare one as well by the looks of it. So this is the ribbon that came with the thing attached. You're just going to fold that now back into that little thing and then close it back down. And then you can kind of put the back straight on it and you're done there. Just make sure when you do that, don't use these factory screws. They're obviously for the factory shroud to go on there. This one, the one you've taken off, is smaller Phillips head screws. They give you a little pack with it. Just put the 4 screws on there. Don't use the longer ones. I'm sure it'd be all right, but it's you know, the screws that came factory with that, you don't want to be kind of screwing it in too tight. That's how the ribbon sits, just so you know. It kind of falls back on itself. Just gently put it into that bracket. You'll see it kind of slots in. Close the grey bracket, and then it folds back on itself like that, and you screw those 4 screws. Okay, with the motherboards in, you want to start plugging everything in. All these leads kind of look intimidating, but once you start plugging things in, you realize what everything does. So the motherboards are back in, it's all screwed back on, and then effectively then you're going to unbox all your cables and see what you've got. So these systems, they generally designed to act self-sufficiently. You can put a SIM card in, you can do all that, so you don't need to attach it to a phone or anything like that. 99% of the time, your phone's going to be in your pocket when you're in the car, and you're going to be using CarPlay. So all the 4G connectivity, the GPS is going to run from your phone, but it's still got that capability. Most of these systems got the capability of run on their own if you want. The only time I kind of see that as being beneficial is if you're kind of off-road and you lose 4G signal and you still want kind of GPS and 4G kind of connectivity. It comes with 2 antennas. So you've got a GPS antenna, which is that one, and a 4G antenna. They go into the side there. So I'm going to link them up. I'll probably put them in the glove box. You see some people and they start putting trim off and they kind of mount them places. I don't think that's necessary because, again, I don't think you tend to use these. But I'll probably link these just in the glove box so they're there. At least then if I do need them at a future date, you get some sort of app and you think, right, I'm going to use that without using my phone. At least they're there and you don't have to kind of pull your whole system apart again. Then you're going to link, you've got the main harness then here. I don't believe any of these are going to be used. I might be wrong. I will... when I start plugging things in, is mainly if you want to put a 360 camera, a front camera, a rear camera in, but obviously most of them, I think all L405s come with a rear camera anyway, but that's what all that kind of gubbins there is. You effectively put one into these ports. There's 2 ports here. You put the main loom into here, and it actually connects back up to this one, which kind of links your two motherboards. This one then is going to go into your car. You've got another one there. I'm not too sure what that is, but I'm gonna put that in the car. I would imagine that plugs into your factory system. Then you've got two USBs. Run those to your glove boxes. It's good for charging things, but again, if you ever need kind of support for this and you want to upgrade it or kind of anything like that, you've got two USBs there for it. You can plug in a hard drive and things like that. They're pretty good to hand. This one here is going to be your main loom, so that's where it's going to piggyback through your main one. The only two things I did link on here, it comes with a speaker and also a microphone, which I guess is for hands-free calls. But when I've used these systems previously, I haven't installed those, and it works fine. I would imagine either through your phone or through the factory kind of speaker and microphone. But I'm going to put them in there anyway. They came included, so I may as well put everything in, and it's done. There is this one lead as well, which is just going to go to one of those ports on the back. But if you can see, it says rear view input. So again, I think it's if you add in another rear view camera or anything like that. I don't think you're going to need that. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Once you start plugging things in, you'll see where all the ports go. Obviously, you can't mix them up. And that should be it. Should be ready to go in. Okay, fitting a new one in. So first of all, what you want to do is run your speaker and your microphone. There's the microphone for it. Again, I don't think these are needed, but I'm going to mount the speaker behind this part here, and then also this microphone. I'm gonna actually mount it down here. I might be talking to my lap if I do need to use it, but it should pick it up anyway. You're going to want to run through this hole here and then out here, so at least they're out the way. Likewise with the USBs, I've dropped the glove box. You literally open the glove box and there's a little clip on this side. You kind of push that there, and on the other side, and this thing drops down. You can see that behind there. I've run the USBs just here. I'm going to run them into the glove box from here, but at least they're out the way there. They get tucked down there and they go down to the side. You can kind of put your hand up here and feed them through. So those two are out the way. You're going to, one of the splitters on the on the system is for your touch. So these touch screen bits from your original screen need to stay on the system so that it knows what kind of functions you have on it. What you do is it's actually a splitter on it here. So this part here is the new, so that used to go into there, that going into there, and this is the splitter, which then obviously clicks to your new system. You're going to put that on into it, and then that's on your left hand side one, and that's going to get tucked in behind here and just tucked out the way. From this old CD unit, you've obviously got this main bit here, which is where that's kind of plugged in. So again, that used to plug into that, and then this is the piggyback that goes straight to your new system. So that goes in there, and then there was the blue one and also the white one. So you've got them here, which go straight into here. All there ready. So it's effective. You can't really mess it up because obviously every plug is the same kind of shape and size as all the ones, as long as you haven't got any kind of spares, and it's all right. You're obviously going to take a few out of here, so there's those two which aren't going to be connected at all, because they're going to go into a new one. They're there, so they're ready to go into these ones here. Yeah, and that's effectively it. Let's start plugging it all back together and let's see if we can get it going. And she's in. Not too bad. I kind of had to make sure all the wires are pushed back, but it went in pretty good. The only thing that really kind of confused me, there was a piece on here, which I'm guessing is for ones which have got a full center unit, but I had to pop that off the frame. There's a little plastic surround here that I had to actually pop this off, to give it a little sawed off because it was just in the way. But apart from that, it sits absolutely perfect, fits right in there, all lined up nice, actually clips in. I've just fitted this. This is obviously so easy to fit. It's just one plug. All the plugs went on. Let's give it a go. Let's see it boot up. Nice. Beautiful. Have I got sounds? Yeah, great. It sounds awesome already. No degradation so far anyway, just listening to that. So I'm going to screw that back in. Make sure it obviously all works before you actually tighten all the screws, and then it's just a case of popping that fascia on. And yeah, looking amazing already. When screwing this on, this is probably the hardest job of fitting a whole lot. You can see the screws. Fit this screw first because it's very tight to get a screwdriver in there. The screen is so big it kind of overreaches where you put the screws in. So just make sure you put this side in first. You can see it keeps caught catching on this bit here. So just make sure that you can put that in. It's not a hard job, but just be mindful of that. Also, then you're obviously going to screw this AC panel the fascia into it first. You can do it after you fitted this, but it's probably easier just to, again, get to these screws because this bit's overhanging here. You might want to do that before you actually seat the unit. And then you put the metal clips on here and it should just clip all in. And I'll show you that now. When fitting these, you're going to want to pop this little cover off your original one, put it onto your new one, just because it doesn't come equipped with one. So you've got that there. And I also took these two clips. You can see them there. These ones here, that one there, and that one there, so that they locate in here. Just so they clip in extra nice. You have to be a bit careful. If I were you, I'd start with this side and push it across. Also, another weird thing with this thing here, with the actual, when sitting these, when refitting these, there was another, just like this clip here, which was on the side of that, there was also clips here. Let me show you. There was like a clip either side which needed popping off. I'm guessing it's for the Sport. It's got a different, you know, it clips in differently, but you're going to have to take those two off just to fit it in the L405. And that's it, all installed nicely. Makes a hell of a difference. I can't believe the difference on it. I mean, every time I install these kind of systems, I don't do this for a living, by the way, you know, I'm just a DIYer, but every time I kind of install these systems, the kind of impression you get from it is second to none. It's brought this car right up to date. You can see how well it blends. So it's very tight on there. Obviously, be careful when you put it back on, because obviously it's a lot smaller. So, you know, it's not as sturdy as a big fat thing. But the difference alone, I mean, obviously that wasn't all screen. But it's just brought it bang up to date on it. I'm going to give this a little play for a couple of days, and I'm going to kind of show you. You can see it's got Apple CarPlay on it. But, you know, I'm going to have a little play with the settings, so at least I can kind of give you some ideas and some tips and trips anyway. But yeah, a week later. I've been on the road quite a bit this last week, so I've used this system loads, and I love it. It's really good. It really updates it most of the time. If you're anything like me, you just use CarPlay. Obviously, you got your Google Maps. I don't know if you've seen CarPlay at all or not on it, but that's your kind of your standard kind of system on there that I tend to use. Spotify, Waze, etc. WhatsApp. Any text messages come through, just reads them to you, allows you to reply, etc. It's really good, CarPlay. That's what I use it for. It obviously connects to your phone as well, so you don't need to kind of put in a different SIM card on it. Generally, this is the little button that it's got on the side here, which gives you the access back to your standard system on it, which is like, you know, the UI of it. Normal ones you normally get on cars, you normally just get an Android kind of like screen on it. This one's got like a copied Range Rover kind of style one, which is really nice. It sets it off, I think. This is effectively, you've got settings, you've got like DSP on here, so you know you can adjust all your system on it. You've got all your different apps. You want to go back to kind of standard Android when you've got lots of put your own apps on it, whatever you kind of want on here. I think that's it. Yeah, you've got Google on here. Do you know what I mean? You've got a dashboard if you just want stuff like this. You put your own music on it. Obviously it's got its own memory on it, so you can put your own music onto it, or you can use the system through it. So if you see in that top corner there, you can put a SIM card. So two things I missed previous, looking back on the videos already taken. If you want to put your own SIM card in here, which again I think is probably pointless, you just link it to your phone and let CarPlay do it all. But you can, before you fit it, if you look on the back of the thing, there's actually a SIM card slot there. Sometimes they come on a wire, and I was like, well, where's this wire to put a SIM card if I wanted to do that? Not that I tended to want to, but looking back on the video, there was a little slot on the back of the unit, so before you fit it, you can put your own SIM card in there and do that. The second thing I forgot to mention, just a little thing when I was doing it, when you're fitting this, fitting the actual unit behind it, you know, the CD unit, the only plug you need to use from there is the big plug. The other little ones, I think there's a white one and a blue one, you don't need those. They stay in the actual system themselves. So yeah, just in case you kind of fall foul of my advice on there, because it was slightly wrong on that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to put your SIM card in there and do it, you've got, you know, it'll link to everything on it. What I will probably tend to do, you've got, as I say, you've got your kind of this will go back to your car system. So if you want your car system to go back to how it was, and you know, have all the kind of the basic stuff on there, you know, that you had before, is there, so you know you're not losing anything. It's got all the reverse cameras still works for it. Everything from your previous system is still on here, just behind that Android system. The great thing about that, which is this. This is what sets this system apart. This is the biggest thing that I wanted with this system, is this connects to Bluetooth. I think this system's got 2 Bluetooth chips. So it's got one Bluetooth chip that your phone connects to it, and it's got another one that the system connects to your old school legacy Jaguar system. So effectively, when you first put it in, it goes through auxiliary. So when you go on a kind of source here, most of the time any system connects to aux, and this is what this one does by default. It connects to aux. The sound quality on it is terrible. This is why a lot of people, when they upgrade these systems, they report it's bad quality sound, it's not the best. It works, it's all right, but if you've got like a decent system, like as I say, this has got the Meridian Premium one on it, but even if you haven't, I wouldn't want a degradation of sound quality on it. The great thing with this is you can connect it to Bluetooth, so that is actually connected now to Bluetooth to this Android system, and that is perfect sound quality. I think basically the way it works is that if you're connecting to aux, you're using the DAC, the digital to analog converter, from your new Android system to process all that sound, and then it kicks it to aux, and then your Jaguar system plays it through that. So you're using that DAC. When you connect to Bluetooth through it, it's transmitting the noise signal, or all the information from your new Android system to the Jaguar system digitally, and then your Jaguar system is the DAC. It's converting it to analog and putting it through the speakers. So to have this, the sound on it, once you set it up, I'll show you a quick brief overview how to do that now. Once you set it up, I think it's the only system that does it. The sound quality is perfect. So that was the main thing I wanted with this car, to make sure if I upgrade this system, the sound quality has to remain the same, and this system does it. Drimatt said that this is the only system that does that. It was quite tricky to find. I spoke to them again. This is why I recommend buying through Drimatt, because you've got that after sale support. So I spoke to them at length. They gave me a full little video how to do it. It was in Chinese, but I can show you how to do it now, but it was quite straightforward to do. And then this system now is always 100% top-notch sound quality, and the sound is exactly the same. Obviously, if I play the songs or put anything through, you're not going to hear anything, test the quality through your sound system, because it's going through your phone. But trust me, the sound is exactly as it is stock, which is what I was after. So yeah, you've obviously got kind of your Jaguar system. Let me kind of show you how to do that. So you can put your phone in. If you click that phone thing there, that would connect to the SIM card on the back of your Android system. So again, I'm not using that, I'm just using CarPlay. You do need, it does come on, when I've chatted on the phone, it does come through the speaker and the microphone, but it's really clear. I'm sure there's a setting in there that you can have it coming through the car stereo system, but it's fine either way. It works, everyone can hear me on it. How to get to this thing? You go to settings to set this Bluetooth up. What you got to do is you got to go to factory settings, and you got to put the password in 8888. Standard Chinese password, and then here it says, where is it? Let me have a look. Is that gone through? It is in here somewhere. It's like high unit. It's something like that. High definition audio. I will find that for you now. I don't want to keep you waiting on a video, but there's a setting in here, basically in the factory settings, when you go in there, that sets everything up like that, and that's the most important bit that you need to set up so it connects to Bluetooth. Let me try and find that for you now, and I'll come back to you 2 seconds. Yeah, here it is. And when you go down on here, it's got Bluetooth audio wireless high car. This is what you need to connect, and instead of having wireless high car, you click Bluetooth audio. Now that tells the system, don't connect through aux, connect it through Bluetooth. Then effectively you go back to your home system. Let me see if I can get that back up. Let me go on to, still getting used to it. So you go on here, and then you'd connect to Bluetooth on here. Then you click change device, and then obviously that's showing now because I've already done it, but you'd click search new, device connect to vehicle. And what that does is obviously your Jaguar system's then looking for a new, your Jaguar system's looking for a new Bluetooth connection. Then you effectively, when it's set a 3-minute timer to do that, then you'd go back to your settings in here, which is not these settings here, which is your UI settings. You go to applications, Android settings, then you'd go to Bluetooth in here, and then in there it'll say Range Rover. You'll have to put in a pin. You just match the pins between the two, and then suddenly it's connected through Bluetooth. So that's the most important thing to do on this system. is connect to that. So yeah, I can't rate that. I don't think anyone knows how to do that. I think I'm one of the first people to do that. I don't think, looking online, no one else has seemed to have done it. They just complain about the aux sound quality on all systems, and you have to kind of live with it. But yeah, it's great. You can put it online maps. What I would do on here, this is just standard Google Maps, because that hasn't got connected to a SIM card, because again, it's pointless me putting a SIM card in here and paying every month for it when it just connects to your phone. What I would do with that is connect it to your home Wi-Fi, download offline maps. So you could download the whole of the UK or your country or whatever, so it's got offline maps on there, so at least you've got maps. So if you've run out of phone battery, or you know, you haven't got 4G signal on your phone, you can go on that, and then effectively you've got your own kind of maps inbuilt. It completely replaces your nav. What else can I kind of go through? It's just awesome. I really like the system. It's a nice snappy little system on there. There's plenty of things. You can put your own apps on it, etc. Yeah, so 10 out of 10 for this. That Bluetooth connection on it just makes its weight worth of gold. So yeah, Drimatt, thank you to them for taking the time to kind of answer all my questions, because I was just anal with it, that I wanted to make sure I got that system. This is great as well. Superb. I've left this on dark mode. I think it looks really subtle when it's on dark mode. It really kind of sets it, it modernizes it, etc. Everything kind of works on it. You've got all the buttons. You can go to front to rear. You've got heated seats on here, all the kind of standard stuff. And anytime you want to kind of click this, you know, you can actually go back. How do you do it? I think it's one of these buttons again. I'm kind of still getting used to it. You can turn the screen off. You can collect straight back up to having your climate functions from your factory on your screen, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. If you've got any questions, I know I'm blabbering on a bit, but if you've got any questions, drop me a comment and I can kind of answer to them. But this is the system to get through Drimatt. So thank you to them for kind of for doing that. But yeah, if you're kind of unsure of anything, let me know. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please give me a subscribe. I've got these other videos coming up. The next video I'm going to do, which is part 2, is doing the rear, to match this, the rear system to match it. So if stay tuned and subscribe to that, and you can watch that video, show me how to install similar kind of video. Anyone who subscribes already, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you that subscribes. You know, I've got this just little channel, people subscribe, I always get good feedback. Drop me a comment, anything like that, I always try and reply to them. But yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.